Hey guys, Lord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the DC Multiverse Target exclusive, Metallo, brought to us by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys. And yes, finally getting a standard, regular sized, average Joe looking Metallo that does not have a bunch of craziness going on like the DC Direct one from Batman, Superman, Public Enemies. Thank you, God. There is one, that is. We have been overdue for a normal, quote-unquote, normal-looking Metallo in any DC action figure line forever, and we finally got one with this figure. Thank you! Once again, if there is one. So, with that being said, before I get too far ahead of myself, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Metallo has to offer in terms of accessories. He's got the collectible trading card. Just buy on the back. Again, I don't have the reader handy because my phone is charging. I've been taking so many pictures of figures lately because I've been going ham on getting reviews done for you guys. I mean, what do you want? More content or more efficient content? There's a trade-off there. That said, his only actual accessory is this clump of kryptonite, which kind of sucks, because really I would have been just okay with one of these shards, because nobody ever holds it like this. Like, you can't put this in his hand. It doesn't... This is useless to me. It's going in a bag. Some people think he should have come with an alternate fist and open hand for the opposite sides. I myself do think that would have been a great idea, a good idea. An idea in general, but of course McFarlane Toys is barely starting to give us a ton of alternate hands with figures. There's some here and there that have them, like the Jim Gordon Batman, Captain Carrot, Green Lantern Batman, the Tim Drake Robin as of late. Even the Nightwing from the Titans wave at least had 2 pairs of hands, but no Screama sticks, which is kind of weird. So, with that being said, why don't we take a closer look at Metallo. He does have the hockey puck displaced every single all McFarlane Toys releases, but it doesn't pick on very tight to him. And as far as I can tell, this is the Lex Luthor body, as far as the arms, the legs, and that's it. The crotch piece is different. It almost looks like he's wearing pants on his butt. And then I think the midsection's new, and the upper torso's new. Of course the head is new. He's a freaking skeleton. And I'm not gonna lie, if you took like this torso and put the Jay Garrick vest over it, used these arms, because he's even got like the skeleton fingers there, and then swapped this upper body onto the Jay Garrick legs and put on the Atomic Skull head, you'd almost have a pretty sick looking Ghost Rider 2099 custom. You just have to repaint some things maybe, but yeah. Some food for thought there, because God knows when Hasbro's going to give us one. I mean, they are giving us Blackheart and Danny Ketch this year, so maybe it's only a matter of time. But I digress. So, as far as articulation on this guy goes, his head gets a lot of range. All things considered. He can look up pretty good. He can look down. He can tilt side to side. He can rotate. And I will say, he almost looks like he's wearing a mask for a face, because the back of his head matches the rest of the body, but the front doesn't. So I'm assuming that's intentional. I'm not sure, though. I'm not familiar with this version of Metallo, though I'm guessing it's some kind of 2000s thing. It's definitely not, like, super retro classic. His shoulders can go up, back down. He'll rotate all the way around. He's got that rotating cap thing going on. He's got a bicep swivel, double elbow. Pretty good crunch there. No Cliffs of Dover either, so that's a plus. He does have the ball hinge wrists that can swivel, hinge, and swivel. The hands will pop out, so if they do make a figure that has hands that can be swapped onto this guy, you can use them. I'll move that arm up because it's difficult to get to sit down. Torso can crunch that far forward. This is pretty much all in the waist. You're not going to get a lot out of this upper body. Yeah, not a lot. There's not a lot out of the upper body. You get your rotation, you do get your tilt, but again, it's mostly coming from the waist. That or mine is just super tight, but I'm okay with that. Considering how flaccid some of these joints can be, I'm totally okay with that. I will say the hips do feel like they're kind of off. As in, like, they don't line up like together. It's very weird. Feels like one is like notched forward one compared to the other. But I can get them to sit right though. So there is that. But they do move forward and back. He does kick out pretty far. Back down. He does have a generous thigh cut. Thigh swivel, whatever you want to call that. And he does have a double knee. Gives you a pretty good bend. Again, no cliffs of Dover, man. Very clean figure. And then he's got a swivel in the foot with a hinge and pivot and toe joints. This one's tight. This one is whatever, but he doesn't fall down. So there you go. That is Metallo in a nutshell. I love this figure. I'm super biased towards this character, so its flaws are kind of just going over my head. I mean, yeah, it would have been nice if he was all new parts and this and that, but I don't know. It's a robot. I'm okay with this. This to me just feels like a, you know, a compilation of different looks of Metallo over the years. I think it fits. I think it's fine. You know, I don't think anyone's gonna lose sleep over Metallo having some of the same parts as Lex Luthor, especially like the smaller one. I can imagine if we get a Lex Luthor in like a big mech suit, they'll make a big Metallo, like the DC Classics version, which I do also have. Maybe I'll do a Flashback Friday or something, or Throwback Thursday, whatever I do on this channel, for that at some point. You know, we're trying to play a bit of catch-up here on the channel still. I've been reviewing a lot of older Multiverse stuff as of late, so, yeah, one of these days we're going to run out of that stuff, though, and we'll have to go back to reviewing old crap, so... At any rate, with that being said, it's time now that we move right along to take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Metallo, alongside another figure that not only also has a skeleton head, but also reuses parts from the Lex Luthor body that Metallo reuses some parts from. Atomic Skull, another one of my favorite Superman villains. And then we have the Man of Steel himself from the very same 2-pack that this Atomic Skull hails from. Just to give you an idea of how Metallo scales with the Man of Steel, roughly him and Atomic Skull are the same height, give or take the Ghost Rider flames there. But yeah, I think this is a good scale for these three. Getting them out of the way. I love this Atomic Skull. I'm so glad we finally got him too. But bringing in our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus. It is a bonehead party up in here. Got Brother Mandibulus, and then, well, the infamous 11 Spawn has skulls on him, but I guess if he took his mask off, sometimes he has a skeleton face under there. But they are probably about the same height, close enough. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and despite the heavy reuse of parts, I still like this figure. Call me a sucker for skeleton figures in general, but especially when they are skeleton figures of one of my favorite Superman villains of all time, possibly only second to the likes of Doomsday and or Lobo. I love Metallo as a character. I think he is the perfect foil to the Man of Steel, because when you look at his rogues gallery, not a lot of them can kick the ever-living crap out of him like Metallo here. I mean, literally, he is charged by kryptonite, Superman's main and biggest weakness. That's pretty awesome if you're a Superman hater such as myself. So, despite the reuse, I love this figure. I think he's awesome, and if you're a Superman fan, you gotta have Metallo. I'm sure we'll get one that's more like the DC Universe Classics one at some point. I do like that one as well, but for now, I'm really happy we finally got a normal-sized Metallo that's not all crazy looking like the Batman Superman Public Enemies version from DC Direct. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.